Tell she's definitely eager. They're trying to keep her, under control early in this work, get her to relax and finish strong.
Yeah, and I think she's definitely a little bit eager, but not as bad as she was last Thursday. Much more relaxed early, and yeah, you can see she's a pretty mover going around the turn. She corners well and got a lot of class to her, like you said, Joe. She was 3 for 3 as a juvenile and just has a runner-up finish off that layoff. So a lot of talent with this Justify filly.
Leslie's Rose, the winner of the Ashland, got that inside pocket trip over a racetrack that, favored inside, favored horses that were forward. You mentioned the wide trip for Just FYI, who did finish well. You talked a little bit about the potential pace in the Kentucky Oaks not being necessarily overly strong. Could hurt a horse like Just FYI to a certain extent, but she was up close in her races as a juvenile. She's got enough speed to put herself in a stalking position. We'll get these fractional times from Kevin Kerstein as they become available.
I do think she has that versatility to race close if it's slow or mid-pack if it's fast.
Yeah, she remains in hand here, just doing everything nicely, very relaxed. And again, it'll be interesting, and I'm sure the reporters will talk to Bill Mott about his strategy of working her so closely to her last work. You would think the timing would be Friday, race on Friday. This is a little bit unconventional, but very strong in the gallop out here.
They're asking for a lot more from her today than they did last week. That was a really easy maintenance.
Well, let's talk about both. Let's start with the Derby horse.
Okay, Resilience, we're very nice. Beautiful work and, very good energy with that horse. Horse is very easy to manage. Horse has been just progressing race by race and today just were amazing. Gallop out very strong. And like I said, had to start pulling me out a little earlier than I wanted to because he wanted to keep going. So, that's a good sign. like I say, he got a good energy working, and you know, I'm pretty happy with him.
How aware were you, other than the horn going off, about the loose horse?
Yeah, well, I had to pull him up. I was starting my warm up, and you know, when I heard the alarm, the siren goes, so I had to stop him, and you know, but he's a very kind horse, so you know, he just kind of stopped there with me, and we just walk a little bit, and he was just chill. He's like, his mind is like a 5-year-old man and a 3-year-old body.
The fillies work.
Just FYI, very nice, beautiful, smooth as you can get out to work a horse. I mean, she just was very good in hands, and I mean, she just did everything on her own. Like I say, a lot of good energy too underneath me, and I mean, I couldn't be more happy with both horses the way they work.
Could you talk about both of their last races?
Well, just FYI, last race, you know, I think she ran a very good race in Keeneland. You know, I think she was coming for a little, you know, long layoff since she hasn't run since previous Cup. So I thought it was a very good effort from her. You know, I think, you know, she's definitely going to be more ready, more tied up this time. So, you know, I really love my chances with just FYI this time. Resilience, you know, another horse, you know, he's been just progressing race by race, and last time he was able to win the Wood Memorial pretty easy, very impressive. And like I say, it's another horse that he might keep stepping up in numbers, and hopefully, you know, he's going to be very competitive in this race.
Junior, what about Resilience makes you feel like you've got a chance at this thing?
I wouldn't trade any horse for that one, to be honest. If I had to get to ride that one, I wouldn't trade a horse. You know, the way he worked today, you know, he gave me the feeling the USA Jockey always won.
Do you feel like you guys are going to want to be towards the front of this thing?
You know, he's a very easy horse to ride. You know, I think, you know, we'll break out of there. You know, we'll go forward, and you know, however that race is developing the first part, you know, I will make sure he gets into a nice rhythm to make sure I have plenty of horse to finish the race. But you know, he's a very easy horse to ride. So I think, you know, I just will find a very comfortable spot for him.
Junior, you've been in the Derby a couple times. You've been close, I think, in a fourth. I think. What would it mean for you in your career at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody's dream to win the Derby. You know, it's been my dream since I moved here to the USA. So, you know, it will be very meaningful, and especially winning with Mr. Mod, you know, will definitely mean the world to me, because you know, he's been a very part of my success, and it definitely will be just amazing to win the Derby with him.
What is it about you two that have had so much success together?
Well, I guess, you know, I've been working a lot, and you know, like I say, climbing my way up there, and you know, just working together. You know, I think it works. You know, I know what he wants, and you know, I think I fit most of his horses, and just been a very good team for you know, the past 12-13 years.
Have you seen the 360 video in the Derby Museum where Lafitte asked, you know, please God, I've never really asked you for anything, but if you could just give me a little nudge. Have you seen that?
I have, yes, I have. And you know, to be honest, I did that same thing. I did in the Saudi Cup race, so I ended up winning, and I definitely, you know, I know he's listening, so I'll definitely gonna ask for the Derby, because this is my bucket list.
Just FYI was a little hard to handle in her last work on Thursday. Was she a lot more relaxed today?
No, yeah, she was completely fine. You know, I got a little extra help today. You know, they took me with the pony all the way to a little before they broke me up. So, but she was, you know, she's a sharp filly. You know, she's a little more aggressive. But she was, you know, she was very in hand today. She was very, you know, like very nice and easy and comfortable for me. And like I said, I think the workout was one of the best works I ever had on a horse.